Yes, we are proud and free, and we do stand as one. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Hope you're having a great week. It's been a nice day today. Had a little bit of rain on the way home, and it rained last night, and it's partly cloudy. Hopefully, we'll get some more rain. Hold on a second. I gotta send a link to Charles. Okay. Uh, do, 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 do. And let's see. Hold on, hold on. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Uh, Democrats are out of money. That's amazing. And I'm trying to find the link that I sent to Lloyd. There it is. Ah, okay, hold on. There we go. Got it out there. Ah, we got a lot to talk about today. We got Democrats are out of money. We got Trump gave his speech last week about election integrity, and a whole bunch more that's going on. So let's welcome all the way from Muskogee, Oklahoma, where it's rain and shine. And he's got new teeth. Let's welcome Lloyd Mendenhall. Yes, he's got new choppers. Welcome, welcome, Lloyd.
Yeah, I finally got him in. Only took 7 months.
Yeah,
And
only took 7 months to get your
7
new
months, yeah.
teeth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got to get used to talking all over again.
there you
Hey,
go.
Brad. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You know, it will happen. But yeah, so yeah, it was actually a pretty comfortable day. It was in the, I think it only got up to about 91, so it was
oh,
fair. What it really wasn't very hot at all. So,
that's good. That's good.
but I mean, yeah, it was comfortable, decent weather, and I had to get up real early this morning, go in and get my chompers because they called me yesterday afternoon and said, "Hey, you want to come get your teeth?" And I said, "Yeah."
Yeah, there you go.
And I got to take them back. I don't like the damn things, but I got to take them back and have them do some more work on them. So,
Yeah, yeah.
and one of the things they said that was bad that I did discover is apparently when you put something in your mouth, the naturally your saliva glands tries to dissolve it.
Try your salvage. Yeah,
It tries to dissolve it. Okay.
yeah,
And it just so happens that's what's going on right now. So if I
yeah.
start drooling, it's because of my new teeth.
Yeah, alrighty. Well, this guy never drools, but sometimes he'll fall asleep during the show. Let's welcome Charles Gillespie. Welcome,
Hey Art,
welcome.
hey Lloyd, hey everybody in the chat.
Hey, Charles, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I am here. I'm alive. I'm awake.
Me
Yeah,
too. I was
good.
wondering if we should play the Jaws theme now that you've got your
Yeah, I
new
know,
teeth.
right?
Oh, there we go. Or we could do Baby Shark, doo doo doo, Baby Shark, doo doo doo,
No, no.
Baby Shark.
But I will say this much. About a week before I got all my teeth pulled, about 2 weeks before, I bought a jar of Honey Roasted peanuts, which I love peanuts. Okay, them damn things have been sitting there now. They're probably a little stale, but uh, I got to finally eat a handful of peanuts today and
Huh?
chew them up. So that was a nice. So I'll put up with a bit of a lisp until I
Lisp
get.
and whistle.
Well, like I said, your tongue spreads out when you don't have no teeth. It has all that room. Now it's got to contract and get back, and
Get,
yeah,
mm-hmm.
And yeah, and I don't put too much polygrip in there because if I
Yeah.
have to take them out, suddenly they get stuck. But sometimes I don't put quite. Oh yeah, yeah. I was told I
Yeah, a
had a cousin.
screwdriver.
Yeah, I had a cousin that got a set of these, and they didn't. He didn't think they were fitting right, so he put in 4 things of C-bond, which is that stuff that goes on the inside. Put
Yeah.
4 of that in, and then polygrip on top of it.
Oh boy. He like super glued it in.
Oh yeah, he had to go back to the dentist to get the damn things out.
Oh man.
I said, you don't put C-bond. I said, one, you only need one of those C-bonds, and two, you don't put polygrip on top of it. My God. And he's
Yeah,
one of these, you know, they told me just put a little, one on each corner and one in the middle,
right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
He took and filled up the whole tray with polygrip.
Oh jeez.
Oh, geez.
Oh man. He probably choked on
Oh,
whatever
this,
was
well, yeah, what was left over. Plus, the suction on those things would have been unbelievable because
yeah.
just putting the 3 little drops in,
Mm-hmm.
it's when I need to take them out, it's a little hard. So
It's kind of like applying the the heat
yeah,
paste
this
on your CPU before you put your fan on. You
right
know,
or seal gasket when you're putting on a new water pump or something, stuff
right,
like that.
right.
Yeah,
Hmm.
uh. So, anyways,
Yeah.
so I
So
got me some new teeth fixed it in
that's
and a sample pack of Effrident. So I'm ready to go.
Efferdent. Yeah, there you go. Well, we got a lot to talk about tonight. Everybody is all doom and gloom about the midterms and all that, but not all is lost. It turns out the Democrats are friggin' broke. They have like $13 million on hand, yet they're $17 million in the hole.
Yeah,
Because part of the reason why the money dried up for the Democrats is because of Doge. When we went in and we found all the grift
right. That they were
going
using.
on,
Yeah,
yeah, because basically what the taxpayers were doing, it was
was
like a
fun.
slush fund for
Yeah,
them.
they were funding the Democratic Party.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they say, "Oh, we're the ones that are existential threat to democracy," when
yeah,
they're the ones funneling money, taking our money that's supposed to go to help people, goes to them. They funnel it all out to all these PACs throughout, the system, and that's how money gets funneled back into the
right back
Democrat.
into. Yeah,
So
yeah,
we cut that off, and not only are the Democrats broke, but have you noticed all of a sudden these conservatives are winning in South America and Central America?
yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, sometimes we lead the world in our politics, and sometimes we fall behind. And I think this democratic socialist movement, we're behind the ball on that because
Yeah,
South America's already gone through it.
yep,
England has gone through it. Germany and Europe, a lot of those countries have already gone through it. And a lot of them are starting to turn away from it.
right. Mm-hmm.
And we are just now starting to experience it. So that's something that uh and hopefully we don't have to experience it as long as they did.
Right. But here, the good point is those DES or DSA candidates that are
Right.
winning are only winning in solid blue areas.
Yeah,
That's Uh,
And basically right now all the only one I think who's actually won is in office is Mandami.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And the rest of them are just in. They won their primary, but
right,
they haven't won the election.
right. Oh, and don't forget the mayor of Seattle.
Oh
She's a
yeah.
DSA. Yeah, very. Yep. And but if you look at the primaries, the Republican primaries, the rhinos got shellacked in the primaries.
The what?
Uh, yeah, they got beat badly. Like in Indiana, all those squishes who didn't want to, do redistricting, they all got primaried out.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got that guy Tillis and Massey, and those guys got primaried out, but they're
Right.
still in
Right.
office until January when the new guys or whoever wins takes over. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, uh, yeah. I don't know what the election is going to be right now. I mean, the Fox News poll that came out today was kind of disheartening, but I didn't quite understand what they were saying because I listened to it about 3 times. And of course, the Democrats, they all want socialism. At least
right.
50% of them do.
Hmm.
But yet, the rest of the United States in general, uh, they're not, yeah, they're half and half, okay?
Yeah,
But when you listen to that poll, you got to listen to the part. Those who will actually vote are very likely to vote. Now, that's where the key part is. And that's where uh, there's there's still a lot of support for the Republican midterms
right,
because those that are actually going to vote, we stand a good chance. And there's still a lot of independents out there that we got to worry about. So, uh,
true.
you know, so we'll wait and see.
Yeah, and I listened to some of the poll results on the five today,
Right?
and it shows the Republicans are, but they're only down by like 2 or 3 points, where
Yeah.
the
Overall, yeah, 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 yeah. When
Democrats should
everything's said
be
and
up
done,
by 10 points or more, and they're
r-
not.
right?
And I think that's going to help us because it shows that the races are tightening and they have no money. But you know
Hey,
what?
Michael,
What I just found out,
what?
Donald Trump and his pats. Well, he's raised over $700 million,
Yeah,
and if you combine with the RNCC and
yeah.
the NRCC and all those, we have over $1.1 billion
Oh,
of
yeah, yeah.
cash.
We've got a war chest that won't quit.
Oh, we got a huge war chest, but we're at a disadvantage because the media will carry the water for the Democrats. They'll give
Oh,
them
well, yeah.
nearly
Well,
free.
and we got to do a better job, especially with the president, of pushing our point. We got to
Right.
discuss the socialist. We got to really hammer that
Well,
home.
he's talked about
Well,
that
yeah,
today.
he has, but we also got the war to deal with, and we need to
Right.
get that situation.
Mhm.
People need to be understand really why we're doing it. Not, and they need to be more. I mean, we know why we're doing it, but why did we do it when we did it? Why was it important to do it when we did?
Right.
You know, why was it and there's a number of things. And again, I think what got him into trouble in the long run was when he did the ceasefire and he tried to make the deal.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Because,
I
I've said all along, him trying to make that deal was nothing more than an ego for him. You know,
well,
I
and plus
it
he's dealing with Democrats who are already soured on, he's trying to appease them by showing them that, hey, we're working on trying to get a peace deal.
Right. And
And
unfortunately, the Iran war, I'm scared is going to be the Republicans' party is, uh, read my lips, no new taxes.
right, well, we will see. Uh,
I hope I'm wrong. I really do.
I don't know. Did you see the video that I sent you? Nick Ferteus talks about this, and he seems his take on it is the Republicans or Trump needs to hand this over to the neighboring countries and say, hey, all right, we've degraded their military to a point.
Yeah,
Now it's
yeah.
up to you to help out because we can't be here.
Well, I think there may be, another player stepping in now that Saudi Arabia's been attacked. So,
Right. Hmm.
maybe
Yeah.
they'll,
Well,
Saudi Arabia is just kind of sat back and rode along for the ride.
right.
And, uh,
I,
uh,
I think what will happen is they'll get the Abraham Accords going to a point where, all right, all these neighboring countries will step up and they'll do what they can to keep the strait open.
yeah,
And
and, yeah, and, yeah, I think both Rubio and, Vance have kind of pushed for that,
right. Hmm.
we need to step back and, because the whole thing of the part of this was grooming for the next president, and I
Right.
think Rubio was more aware of what was going on, and Vance kind of got put up there, and this was new to him. He wasn't the you
Right.
know Trump wants him to be the chosen one, but he also wants to have he's playing a version of the Apprentice.
Right.
Yeah, I had to take my teeth out. They were bugging me. I was having a problem. They were slipping. I was trying to hold my damn teeth. Anyways, so I took them out. Screw them. I'll go back tomorrow and get them worked on. But
There you go.
anyways,
Yes.
I think he's
Hmm.
playing a version of The Apprentice. Between Rubio
He
and Vance, and who he's going to hand the
hand
uh
the torch to.
yeah. And I don't
Mhm.
know if Vance can Vance be president more than twice? Vice president, I mean.
You know what? That'll be an interesting question. I think he can. I think he
I
is not
was
because he's only served one term as vice
Right,
president.
but I mean, can he be? Let's say he becomes vice president under Rubio instead of the other way
Right.
around, and then
Mm-hmm.
Rubio gets elected for 2 terms, and
Right.
he chooses Vance on both times. Can Vance serve that third term as vice president?
Hmm.
Because I don't think there's a
It's,
restriction on the
I don't
25th
think
Amendment.
there
I don't
Yeah.
think
is.
there is. So we
Charles, you
could
got
have
I don't think there's a restriction either because I read up about why we have the whole uh, no man can serve more than 2 terms as president.
right.
And it was because I forget which one, but there was some president that was like insanely popular. He was put
FDR.
in office. Yeah, he was in
FDR.
office
Short
and then
term.
out of office, and then so many people were disappointed with him not being in office. They put him back in.
Oh, that
So many
would
Well,
be
that
times.
would be Grover
Grover.
Cleveland.
Yeah, Grover Cleveland.
Yeah, because
Grover
he
Yeah.
Cleveland.
he
Yeah.
he like served 5 times, I think, as president.
No.
No.
Nope.
No.
He only served
Roosevelt
twice.
was elected.
Roosevelt.
Was
Yeah.
elected 4 times.
4 times, and he died early in his
First,
fourth
last term. Yeah.
his fourth
Yeah.
term. He was
Hmm.
inaugurated, but then he died shortly after that. Or was he inaugurated?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was.
Let's see.
That's right.
I believe. Yeah. At that time, I think the inauguration was still in March,
March. Yeah. Yeah.
and he died less than a month later.
Yeah, about a
Yeah.
month and a half later.
Yeah.
And
So
uh, and it wasn't until John F. Kennedy was assassinated that they even changed that.
right.
And the reason they went with 2 terms because that's what George Washington did. That was sort of a
Right.
tradition.
Hmm.
But Franklin Roosevelt said screw this tradition, and it was because he was dealing with the Depression and World War
Fresh
II,
World War II. Yep.
and those all ran into each other. So uh, Lon says there is no limit on vice president terms. That's what I thought.
Right.
Uh, and but but anyways, Franklin Roosevelt, he
Yeah.
ran for 4 terms. He won all 4 terms.
Yep.
Uh, but then he died shortly after he was inaugurated, and then Harry Truman ran
Right.
because Lyndon Johnson could have run. He finished off
Kennedy's term.
Kennedy's term. Then he was elected into his own term,
Right.
and he was running in '68, which by law then he could do that
Right. Hmm.
because even though he'd served. Well, no, because Kennedy died in '63, so he'd done 2.5 years or 2 years
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
almost 2 years. So
Hmm.
if they've done more than a year, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's less than half of a term, they could theoretically be president for 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah, 10 years I
Yeah.
Mhm.
think is the max. But
Uh,
that law wasn't put into effect until after Kennedy was assassinated.
are you sure? I think it was much
Maybe it
earlier.
was after. Maybe it was after Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was after Roosevelt. It was the vice presidential the picking of a vice president. That was
Right.
put into effect after Kennedy,
Yes. Hmm.
so
And
and that was part of
so,
the 25th Amendment.
getting back to the Iranian war, so if Trump could, hand off the heavy lifting to the neighbors and say, "All right, we're going to stand down, but we'll still be here. We'll still have, ships on station if you need us. But you guys need to do the heavy lifting." Also, you got, the leadership is starting to fall apart because they're starting to turn on each other. And
Yeah,
then you
yeah.
got another front that's right on the
The
Iraq
yeah,
Iran
yeah. The
border
three.
with the
I think
Kurds.
there's up to 5 different Kurdish factions that are
Right.
joining together, and
Hmm.
Lon. No, Trump could not run because he's not. In order to be be a vice president, you have to be eligible to be the president to replace the president.
Right. Hmm.
And he would not be eligible to be president because he's already served 2 terms. So
Right.
that precludes him. Because I thought the same thing, and then I remembered that in order to be the vice president, you have to be eligible to be the president.
Right.
Should you be called upon to do that? So yeah,
But he can run for Senate
he
or
can run for Senate or
and
the House.
that's happened. I believe.
Andrew Johnson.
Huh?
Andrew Johnson.
Andrew Johnson. Oh,
After
yes.
Lincoln. Lincoln's vice president's name was Johnson.
Right, right. And he
He,
succeeded, and I
he
think he
succeeded Lincoln, and then he ran and he was the first. He was the first member of the South to be seated after, uh,
right,
because he was from Tennessee. He was the first senator after the Civil
right.
War from Tennessee,
Hmm.
and Andrew Johnson ran as senator from Tennessee and served
Right. You're
two or
right.
three terms. Yeah,
Yeah. Hmm.
I may not know a lot, but I know a few things.
Yeah, you know a few things, and a
Can't
few
remember if I ate
is
today,
correct.
but you know.
Yeah. So we got that going on. We got Democrats around them. So it's going to be a real interesting election cycle because you got the DSA trying to infiltrate or take over the Democrat Party. How long will that last if the Democrats are going to have enough of this shit and say, you know what,
Yes, Lon, he could be. Yeah,
go.
the problem with the Democrats, and I've been saying this for a long time, they
Mhm,
don't have any leadership, neither in the
that's
Senate nor
right.
in the House, especially in the House. Joaquin
Right.
Jeffries has been he's so I don't know, maybe he needs to go teach Sunday school because he's terrible as a minority leader.
That's
And
right. John Quincy Adams. I was just
oh, it's
thinking.
Quincy Adams. Okay, yeah,
Mhm,
as the House, and
mhm,
Johnson was a member of the Senate. So
right.
you're right. I forgot about John Quincy Adams.
hmm
So leave it to Lon to
Uh,
point that out to me.
yeah. So Hakeem Jeffries, he's trying to play it both ways because
Well, he's not Nancy Pelosi. He doesn't
no,
have that.
that's
If Nancy was in, Nancy allowed the what do they call them, the crew,
the squad.
the squad, yeah,
Yeah. Mhm.
the
AOC.
the muggers, yeah, AOC and Talib and all them people. She
Yeah.
allowed them, she allowed AOC a little too much leeway, and I think
hmm
she saw what she'd done. Plus, I think she was realizing by that point she realized she was, once that had happened, it's like, oh crap. So she just decided to get out,
Right. Yeah, she
and that.
made enough money in the stock market through
Well, yeah, but that being said and done,
and she's got to bail. She's got to
she's
bail
not
him
as
out.
Lincoln as a congressman was one of his pallbearers. Oh, I did not know that.
Oh, okay.
But
Interesting.
yeah, I think Pelosi realized she had lost her abilities to
Right.
lead, and that's why, and she sort of picked Joaquin Jeffries because by
Yeah.
then she was leading the party by checking the boxes.
Right. Yeah. The
And he seemed
DEI.
to fit several of them. I don't know if he's straight
hmm
or not, doesn't matter, but I'm not sure if he is. And he's
Hey, he's
black.
no Don Lemon.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, he's black. He had all sorts of boxes
Yeah,
going
he's
there.
got a Muslim name like Obama. You
Yeah.
know, and
And so he just fit the boxes, and this was really at the starting of the really at the height of the DEI. So boom, let's put
yep.
Joaquin in there. The only thing he wasn't was female,
Right.
or he doesn't identify as one, anyways.
Right. Oh,
In that party it wouldn't matter.
have you seen the candidates that are running to fill
Oh dear
platforms?
God, yes.
Oh God, that trans
Let
one.
them. Let them.
I'm like,
Yeah,
uh,
I hope she wins.
yeah,
I hope she wins the spot. I hope they give it to her or
yeah.
him or it because
They,
or they or them or whatever
them,
they choose to call themselves.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, because that would be a total that they would, and if that person got elected, they deserve what they get.
yeah. That's true.
They
That's true.
deserve what they voted for.
Well,
And
and Susan Collins, she's popular up there in
yeah, I
Maine.
mean she's
She's,
been down and out 2 or 3 times, but yeah, going
yep.
back to the thing about strong people, Chuck Schumer,
Yes.
he's no minority leader either.
Yep.
He's you know I mean
Yeah. He's worried
the
about
best press,
AOC.
yeah, the best press that he's got in the last year has been the part that he did on the House or
Yeah.
in the Senate.
That's right.
You know,
hmm
he's more popular. He's got more views over that than anything else he's said in the last 10 years.
Well, and speaking of views, it just seems like the Democrats are more worried about lights and clicks rather than bringing that, having a message. Hey, vote for me because. Well,
Well,
what is their
they don't
strategy?
they
I
don't
mean,
have a message to stand
they don't
on,
have a message. They don't
and
have
then
any
and
ideas.
and their all inclusiveness has come back to bite them in the ass because now they can't say that these democratic socialists, uh, oh no, we because they've John Quincy Adams, he's continues a congressman to pursue the abolition of slavery.
Oh,
Yes,
right.
okay, that's interesting.
That's a
Uh,
good point, Lon.
actually, I think I remember something like that now.
Mm.
But uh, but the Democrats, in their inclusiveness, as long as they had the word Democrat in their name, we're inclusive. We're one big tent. Unfortunately, they had no stakes to hold the tent up, you
Right.
know.
Hmm.
And now that tent's collapsing on them.
Right.
And the people that are driving the stakes now are the DSA.
Yep. Hmm.
And they just don't have eh, you know, they do not have the 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 backbone and the support to stand up, you know,
Stand
against
up.
because if they stand up against these, then they're admitting that a lot of the stuff they've been saying, which has been somewhat socialistic themselves, maybe not outright communism like the ones we got now, but
Hmm.
uh, they'll have to admit that, oh, maybe we were wrong on that, you know?
Right. Oh, and did you hear about their platform? They want to
Yeah, wanting to
abolish
do
the
away with the
press.
government. Yeah,
They want to get rid of the presidency. They want to get rid of the Supreme Court. They want they want Congress to pick the head honcho or the
well,
leaders.
and here's the thing. They stand about as much chance of doing that as Madami did arresting Netanyahu.
Yeah,
Because
that's
in
right.
order to do all of any of that stuff, unless they do it through a military coup, they're
Hmm.
going to have to. It's going to have to be constitutional amendments,
Hmm.
and they've got to get you know 35 out of the 50 states to agree to it,
Right. Hmm.
and it ain't going to pass.
Yep.
So they're just talking shit
Yep.
because constitutionally there's no way they can do that unless they have an outright revolution, and that's what they're going to have to do that.
And I think that's going to be the Democrats' Achilles heel, where you got these guys spouting out this nonsense, and
Yeah,
that's the, the general public is not going to go for that,
yeah, and
even
even if
though.
these, yeah, even if those knotheads get elected, they'll have no power. You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
they'll only be representing a state that was already covered by another, that was blue state anyways.
Right.
They
Hmm.
won't gain anything,
Hmm.
in all likelihood.
And they probably won't get any choice assignments if the Democrats happen to, you know, take leadership. They're not
Right.
going to be appointed to anything of importance because I don't think the leadership would do that, especially not in national defense. Because
Oh
these
yeah, yeah,
idiots will they'll take anything they you know get from national defense and they'll give it to our enemies. You know, they're going to keep if they
yeah.
gain
They'll
power,
they'll release it.
they'll be on
They'll.
a real short leash. I
Oh
think.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, there may be a couple of them win, but it's not going to change the general outlook of what our Congress is right now. And
Right.
they will not have the support or the power
Hmm.
to put up a constitutional amendment. First off, it's got to be approved by both the House and the Senate by 60%.
Right. Hmm. Yep.
Then it's got to be put on, each state has to ratify that,
Hmm.
should the president even sign it. Then it has to be ratified. You know, it's just like the Women's Equal Rights Amendment. Look
Right.
how long now, and that thing it died of old age. You know, it finally
Yep.
just like
Yep.
it's it's lived beyond what it's allowable,
Mhm.
and we're just letting it die because there was nothing they could do. They couldn't get it passed.
Yep.
And I mean, when was the last amendment that we passed?
Oh God, the 27th. Or, let me look that up.
You know, how long's that been? Has it been since we've been adults? I don't think so. I don't remember
Yes,
ever.
that was back in the early 80s, late 70s.
Was it? I don't even remember voting on it.
Last amendment to the Constitution is that would be the 27th Amendment on congressional salary changes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That
All
was
right.
ratified May 7th, 1992.
Okay. I do remember voting on that one. You're right. You're
Hmm.
right. I remember that one.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. But
So,
I mean, we haven't had anything. Some of these congressmen, we haven't had any since before any amendments. But we're talking. That's 40. We're looking 42 years, 44 years
yep.
since we've had an amendment come up. You know.
Yep.
So I mean, we've had in our lifetime. There's probably been maybe 7 amendments that have passed in
Yep.
my lifetime, seven
Yeah,
or
I
eight.
think, yep.
You know. So it's not like I mean, and we only have 27. So
Right.
it's not like these idiots are going to be able to pass it. Because just like what Mondani has done, he said, rent's going to drop, free buses. Everybody was, what
Free
happened to that
bus.
free buses?
Yeah, how is that
Yeah.
free busing working out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it didn't. It lasted about a week and then he found out the city couldn't afford it,
Yeah. Free
you know.
buses and what? Oh,
And the
what?
rents the rents have gone up
Yep. Mm-hmm.
and now he's wanting to now it's come to the point that I heard one person say today that, well, it was one of those convince me. It's a Charlie Kirk type thing, where convince me I'm wrong, and they were talking uh, about the billionaires and millionaires paying their fair share. And he said, "Do you know that the top 1% earners in the United States pay what is it, 50% of all taxes in
Yeah.
the United States?"
Yeah.
And,
Mm-hmm.
oh, well, and what if they choose to leave New York City or New York altogether? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
well, they won't. Why? Why? What's the incentive to stay? Well, eh, what if they do? Well, they will tax the next group. In other words, you're going to start taxing the middle class. Well, yeah, they need to pay their fair share too. Whoa, you know
Yep.
that's the Democratic Socialist Party. That's what their ideals are.
Well, here's the other thing. Remember when Rush Limbaugh used to be in New York City and then he moved down to
Yeah, to
West Palm
Florida.
Beach? Did you know that he still had to pay taxes to New
Oh yeah,
York? Yeah, because he was a former resident there, and they were able to siphon. I think it's because his business still
yeah. His
operates.
business was still up there. Yeah,
Right,
yeah. The EIB
Yeah.
network was still based out of New York City because it was actually it was part of ABC
right.
radio,
Hmm.
which I think is hilarious considering what ABC is. But
Yeah. Oh,
uh,
and speaking of ABC and some of the channels who decided not to run the president's speech,
yeah,
and where he laid out uh, the receipts, so to speak,
yeah,
about the election fraud,
yeah.
and because they don't want people to know about that.
Right. Yeah, yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. It's like in what is it? Hochul. Is it was it
Yeah.
Hochul?
Hochul.
In New York.
Yeah, in New
Yeah.
Yeah.
York. Okay. And there was like 6,000 uh, fraudulent registrations.
Right.
Well, that was computer glitch. But out of that 6,000, at least 400 voted. That may
Mm.
not seem much,
Well,
but there were 400.
that didn't happen in New York. That happened in another state.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I was thinking. That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Mhm.
I don't know why. Uh, yeah, was it New Jersey? No. Uh, anyways, they got a woman governor. I know that,
Yeah.
Okay.
and they're a blue state, and they were talking about that, and they said, well, it's computer. But the thing is it showed where a computer manipulated that information.
Right.
You know, it just took one. It registered anybody who got a driver's license was automatically registered to vote.
Right. Hmm. Even if
And
they weren't a citizen of the country.
yes, or
Hmm.
if some people choose not to vote and they don't want to register, they
Right.
went ahead and registered them anyways.
Hmm.
Apparently, it was New
That
Jersey.
was it.
Yeah.
New Jersey?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I thought it was. I knew it was either New York or New Jersey. I can't remember. Couldn't remember which. But
But if you watch that video from Nick Forteus that I sent you guys, he talked about how, oh, oh, the numbers are so low. Well, yeah, that's because it's in those blue states where
yeah,
they don't want all that information. They're not going to investigate.
I saw one. The guy that California's trying to create the bill to stop him. The guy that
Oh,
busted
Nick
the Lyrian
Oh,
Shirley.
Center.
Nick Shirley.
Nick
Yeah.
Shirley. Have you seen that
Yeah.
video of his? He's investigating that,
Oh,
and he went to one of the places that was listed of people living there.
uh-huh.
It was a storage building,
Wow.
and they had several storage units,
Mm-hmm.
and they had somebody assigned each one of these. Those were their addresses. But it's not a place of residence, so it was an illegal registration because
Mm-hmm.
people are not allowed to live in those. Now,
Right.
there are some people that live there because they're homeless and that's all they've got left.
Uh-huh.
But this wasn't the case,
Mm-hmm.
and this was and that was just one I saw today. But yeah, Nick Shirley found, I think it's 5 or 6 of them, maybe even more than that, all at this same address,
Right. Or
all registered to vote, which,
another thing is, well, say there's a home and they're finding 24 people are registered at that house.
well,
There's
my
no
neighbors
way.
across yeah, well, my neighbors across the street might have done that.
But they also found out, they were registering homeless people and they couldn't verify the signatures because here's what they use for signature: smiley faces, X's. I mean,
An X is an acceptable signature as long as it is witnessed by 2 other people that can write their names.
right.
That's the way it is legally. So a person that just puts an X, they have to, for their voter registration, they have to have 2 people the witness to say this person
Mhm.
signed it. So they have to witness it. But that's, yeah, or a
Yeah.
smiley face. But yeah,
Mhm.
something else along that line I was going to say.
And yeah, so here's what Trump has done. He's ordered the postmaster general to, it, put a hold on, ballots that are going to, like you said, storage units.
Storage buildings. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, storage units or people, a ton of people living at one address, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, and like the homeless, I mean, by rights they've got to, well, they don't have to apparently, but they're supposed to have an address.
Right,
At least a shelter address.
right. A
Bed number
shelter.
25 at you know Brothers of Perpetual Spaghetti Monster shelter. Homeless
Right.
shelter.
Hmm. Yep. or maybe about a post office box. But then again,
Yeah,
you got to pay for that. So
you got to
how are
pay
they
for that.
going to
Yeah,
afford it unless somebody
yeah.
else paid it for them? You know.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know if they still. Well, I mean, you could still have stuff delivered that way, uh, but I don't know that it's an address that would be considered viable
Well,
because you could have general delivery. Is what
I
I'm
wonder how
thinking.
many voters were registered at 1313 Mockingbird
Mockingbird
Lane.
Lane. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to find if somebody has been registered there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah. Charles is probably too young for that. He
no,
wouldn't.
he's not.
No,
Um,
no.
Oh,
I used to
okay.
watch the
hell,
Adams
my
Family
kids
when I
know
was
it.
a
My
kid.
kids know it, and he's only a couple years younger than you, Art.
Well, he didn't pipe up or anything. Yeah, that was the Munsters. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what was the name of
What
their dog? Anyway,
spot?
Yeah.
that's right. Mm.
And what was the address for the Adams family?
I don't know. I thought it was. That's what I thought it was.
I have no idea. I
Oh,
just
neither.
remember 1330 because that's really easy to remember.
Easy to remember. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know that they ever gave the Adams family's
I
address.
don't think they did.
The Adams family resided at 0001 Cemetery Lane in an unspecified city.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Cemetery Lane. Okay.
Cemetery Lane. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was a dead end.
If it was a what?
Was it a dead end street?
Oh, dead end. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I got
Yeah,
to
you
either.
better work on your
I'm gonna
hearing
have to work on
too.
my hearing because, well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the next thing I got to go. It
Yeah.
probably this time. This time in
Hello,
let's see.
Belltone? Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
well,
here.
no, I won't. I'll go to the VA. So by
Uh,
2028 by August of 2028, I should have my new hearing aids.
there you go.
I got my damn hearing aids the last time faster than I did my friggin' teeth. Jesus, you know. But
So we got that going.
all right,
Uh,
good night, Michael.
oh, good night, Michael. Good to see you.
And of course, the war it's in full swing, and
Hmm.
they're bringing in the bombers. They're bringing the bombers back.
Oh, okay. Which
Yeah,
ones?
the I th- I thought I heard them say B-52s, but they might be being in the
B-52s,
yeah
stripped and used. Yep. And then you got the. I think they used all three. I think they used the B1 and
the
the
B-2.
B2.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So I know they're bringing in the heavy bombers. So
Yep.
and they've started positioning the refuelers. So
Uh-huh. The KC
they've got
135s.
until they've got between now and September for him to get this really finished up, so that he can pull out of Iraq in September.
Iraq.
Yeah, yeah, we're withdrawing from Iraq by September.
Thought we already got out of Iraq
No, we still
years.
have some troops there.
Well,
No.
yeah. Oh, so he's going to pull out all. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I
yeah, we're
thought,
not fighting there anymore.
no.
But the new president is, that was one of the agreements. But they're helping. They're working with the
Right.
United States right now. So,
Oh, that's good. Well,
uh,
yeah, with their Kurds helping out. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. There's actually, I think, 7 factions
Yeah.
that
Now,
are.
what about the Turkish Kurds? Are they helping out
I don't.
as
I
well?
don't know.
Yeah,
I just
because
know
I
that
know
there's
the
7.
Turks are not too keen about.
There's 7 factions of Kurds that are, and I don't know where each one of them's from. So
Okay.
I just know they're 7 or 8. I know it's a pretty good size, and
Right.
some of these factions just have never really. They didn't fight each other, but they didn't
Right.
necessarily get along
Hmm.
because maybe because they are from different countries, and
Right.
And Israel has started pulling some of their troops out of southern Lebanon too,
Oh, okay. Good, good.
uh, because they've worked out that deal with Lebanon. So things over in the
And
Middle East are fixing to look uh, in the eventually things are going to go to shit for Iran. Worse, far worse than
yeah,
what it is.
yeah,
And
I think so because
they
I
screwed
think
the pooch when they started. They've hit Kuwait again today, and they hit Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia, yeah.
And
Mhm. And I think
I,
they're starting to see the writing on the wall that their grip on the
well, actually,
control.
actually, it was the Houthis that hit. They hit two Saudi Arabian tankers. That's
Right.
why oil went to over $100 a gallon today. So
Ah, okay.
because that was in
hundred
the Red
dollars a
Sea,
gallon or $100 a
a
barrel.
barrel.
Yeah, boy. Wow. You better stock up on your Prevagen too.
I know, right? This has been all right. I was up and down last night. I had to get up and be up there at 8:30 this morning, and when you don't go to bed until like 11:30, and then you're up and down all night, you don't get a good night's sleep. I usually sleep until about 10:30, but I was already up there and back home by then.
Mhm.
So, and I haven't taken a nap today. So yeah,
That
the old
explains.
gray cells are a little foggy. So,
We got Captain Joe. He's here. Good to
hey,
see you,
Captain
Joe.
Joe.
B2s, yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're sending over the B2s. Okay, I couldn't remember which
B2s,
ones they were sending. So,
yeah.
yeah, thank you.
And so, yeah, so Nick talked about the problems with the Iranian people overthrowing this. There doesn't seem to be, this movement to try the over, but
I think that's because most of those that were leading the movement
uh-huh,
were part of that 40 or 50,000 that were killed.
right. Hmm. And
And
plus,
that
I think they got a tight grip on any information getting out
yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
I mean, uh
Hmm.
I think it's I mean, we're not saying it, but we know it's got to be a regime change.
Hmm.
And even Trump I think realizes that now.
Right,
And it's just a way how do we the problem is how do we institute that.
right.
So
From some of the
yeah,
people I've been watching, we've been helping the Kurds out, which is a
we
good.
have been we started giving we gave Kurds right in the beginning, we gave Kurds arms to help smuggle into the Iraqi people, and instead they kept them, which
Mhm.
now in hindsight is probably the smart thing that they did,
Right,
because now they're armed well and they can go in there and start doing some of the dirty work,
right, hmm,
the groundwork, you know,
right,
because this president is trying his damnedest to keep us from putting boots on the ground. I think we're going to have to. I think what we should do is take Carg Island, take all those little islands, and then
yeah,
take uh where that curve in the strait is. I think we
right,
should take that about 50 miles in, you know,
right,
or even
hmm,
10 miles in.
right,
And have perimeters set up. That's the way I would do it. I'd take control of that. Let everybody go back and forth for free except Iranians,
right,
and as long as there's no agreement in place. But that's going to require people on the ground.
right. Well, here's what I think will happen is we get a coalition going, and we just say, "All right, here you go. We'll give you the logistics, and we'll give you everything you need. Go take Carg Island."
Yeah,
Then that way we don't have to put our troops there. They take it
right.
over, and then that way, you know, like I said, we don't have to put our troops on the ground,
Yeah,
but
I don't know if
then
we have enough people. Yeah,
they
I
get
don't know if there's enough in the in that group to create that kind of a coalition. You know,
well. I mean, Saudi Arabia is not a small country.
but I don't. To be honest with you, I don't think they'll do it.
Huh?
They
We
don't.
shall
They're.
see. Not just
I think they're scared. You know,
uh,
I truly. I just. I hope I'm wrong. I really
yeah,
do.
or maybe they don't have the faith in their own military.
And I think that may be part of it too, because
Yeah,
their
I think
military hasn't really been tested since
right.
since since when was the last time they were in a war? Was it this
72.
72? Yeah,
Yeah.
against
Mm-hmm.
Israel, and they got their butts handed to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yep.
that very similar coalition to what they've got now, and they got their asses beat by Israel. Now they're
Well,
concerned.
we were able to get coalition to kick Iraq out of Kuwait.
That is true. We did do
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So I mean, if
So
we could do that, and Karg Island is much smaller than Kuwait,
oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
and it's not even
yeah.
that far from Karg Island because Karg
Right.
Island is way up in the northwest part of the Persian Gulf,
Yeah. Yeah,
where
and I right. Yeah, yeah.
the choke point is way down there across from Oman and the UAE.
Right, and that's the area that we need to concentrate on. That's where
Yeah,
we need control of the Iranian side of that choke point.
right. Mm-hmm.
You know, because
Yeah,
this has been a problem that they knew was going to happen since the '80s. You know,
yep, yep.
you know. Uh,
And don't forget, Iran actually has a port on the Indian Ocean.
yeah.
Just past the Persian Gulf. They do have some ports
Well,
there.
it's like the Houthis that bombed those or attacked those two Saudi ships. That was on the Red Sea. That was up in
Right.
that northern
Mm,
part up there. You
yep.
know,
Hmm.
and so there's another front we got to deal with, and hopefully uh, Saudi Arabia will step in and say, okay, enough's enough.
Right. Hmm.
But right now, I think they're worried about having all their pretty roads and buildings bombed.
Right.
You know,
Yep. And
Uh,
put up so many planes because 1/3 of the Air Force is flyable. Then you have 1/3 that's that's in maintenance. And then you got a third that's uh, grounded just in case those planes that are ready
yeah,
to
yeah,
go
yeah,
fly. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
because it's not like they have a huge Air Force
Right.
there.
And so they keep a third. They
Mhm.
split it in thirds and keep 1/3 constantly in rotation.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
rotate them. Yep.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because
We did something similar.
planes wear out.
Yeah, well, we
Yep.
did something similar in the Air Force too.
Yep. Hmm.
We'd have a flight would consist of, or a wing would consist of 4 squadrons, which consisted of 4 flights, which
Hmm.
consisted of 4 pilots, and we rotated it. It's all divided up in fours, and we
Hmm.
rotated out different flights for different
Right.
missions. So we had missions going every day, but
Right.
mind you, they were practice missions, but we had missions going every day. But it wasn't the same plane every day or the same group of planes every day.
That's right. Hmm.
Even when the A-10s first started coming in, there's only 6 of them damn things. We only had 4 of them flying. There was always 2 kept as spares. You know,
Right.
they
Mhm.
rotated those 2 out. 1/3 of it. Uh,
Now, if you go back to World War II, we made thousands of
yeah,
different types of planes, and you got to remember that a third, a third, a third, and a
Yeah.
third of them are flying on missions, and a third are,
Being ready
maintenance.
for the
Yep.
maintenance and being readied and
Mhm.
fixed and patched up, and a third are
Right.
being held in reserves. Yeah.
Now, I just saw a thing on the P-47. We
Right.
made over 15,000 of those planes. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
wow. So you gotta figure, all right, 5,000 of them are flying that day, and they rotate it like you said,
Yeah. Yeah.
because they can't fly all of them at once, otherwise, because they wear out.
Well, first off,
Those
that, and
engines.
you have pilots,
Yep,
and most,
pilots.
yeah, or air crews, depending on what kind of plane it is.
Right.
If it's
Hmm.
if it's got two, it's got just a single member, or does single member air crew, or does it have a, like bombers, 10
Bombers
guys
will
on,
have up to 10 or 12,
10
depending
or
on the
12
model.
people on a bomber.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. Yep. Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, we've done over an hour. We've covered a lot of territory, and I want to thank everybody in the chat for coming. Please tell your friends about it and subscribe, be a member, and well, can't be a member because we're not monetized yet, but
We're not monetized. Yeah.
tell your friends, and let's grow this channel. It's growing a little bit because I've been linking up with other political channels on YouTube. So
Yep. Yep.
hopefully, I will work on try to get Trump on this show. That would be a coup. Another
That would
one.
be insane.
Oh God,
I'd be sitting there going, duh, 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 duh.
yeah. I The other thing is, get Nick Forteus on here. I think that would really
Yeah.
grow the
Yeah.
channel quite a bit. And gotta bring back Thaddeus. He hasn't
Yeah.
been on
Thaddeus is a
in
great guy.
over a year, and a really great resource. Everybody have a wonderful week. Don't forget my drone show tomorrow night and Bill's show on Saturday and Lloyd's
Saturday
show on Monday.
on
Take care,
Monday.
everybody, and good night.
Good night, folks.
Don't forget, tune in to Artco Drones and Entertainment live stream for more exciting content every Friday night at 5 p.m. Mountain